Hello, and welcome to Monday Chat. I'm glad that you are all here. Thank you for joining. And I've got a cough drop in my mouth, so if you hear a little rattling, that's what it is. Been doing a lot of yard work, and so I've got to keep a little cough drop in there. So thank you for joining us. We're working on energies today. We're working on some of the energy fields around us. I did go ahead and post on enlightenawaken.com a video, a couple of different videos in reference to a little theology, and then also a really nice description video of the Merkabah energies around us. I would venture that a lot of people are using it on a daily basis in their life, maybe not with the descriptions in the Eastern religion descriptions that are describing the areas, the cones, and the areas around us. Energy is all around us. It's in nature. It's in our life. It's all around us that we feel. And sometimes we can't see it. Sometimes we can feel it and see it. We see energy in the air as wind, and we also see energies in ourselves. So you're welcome to join us. You're welcome to ask some questions. I'm not the expert. That's why I posted a few videos. It'd be nice to have just like a common everyday conversation about can you feel the energies in your life? Can you feel the different things around you? So I'm looking forward to a few people joining while we're waiting for them to join. I've started just a hair early, so we'll get started on that. And hello. I've studied quite a few of the areas of types of energies. I've studied the physics of energy. Came to some realizations, and also there's all the theological energies that we all talk about, we all have our ideas about in many different religions. But meditation and mindful meditation also is a type of tapping into the energies about you. There is a triad in most descriptions of the fields that are around us, even when you look from a physics point of view, from a science point of view. There is a triad. There's either a triangle, a top, bottom, and two bottoms, or a bottom and two sides. There's incorporation of the energies in the old Christian religions and also Judaism. The Jewish star is a 2D version of the Merkabah. These fly around. Flying around is kind of just a generic term. The energies flow in and around every single one of us. And when we are on proximity, close together, the energies will blend. They'll either clash or they'll join. And sometimes that's a challenge with some people. Feeling ourselves, feeling our physical body around us, our parts and pieces, or even when we, for instance, if we reach for something, we're reaching through a space, through something that is air, could be water, H2O, air, different types of things are in a space that you reach, like you reach for a coffee or a mug, or you reach for something. You can feel resistance against your own skin. You can feel resistance against your own body. That's your three-dimensional type of awareness and observation of what is flowing around you and what's working around you. In the Merkabah, it's more of a etherical energy, which we all have. We have our body, we have our exterior, we have our auras around us, which is a representation of our emotions and or our state and or our excitement or our melancholy, or it's a representation of where we are in our state and in our body at the moment. Expanding from that is our energy cycles and our spheres which radiate around us. There's one visualization where there's a full spinning sphere around you of different types of lights. There's the rainbows, there's the white light, there's different types of light. There is also the Merkabah, which is a stabilization, a yin and a yang, a stabilization of and balance of our energies and also all of our chakras. When we're out of balance, when we're out of sync, and we've all experienced this, when we're out of synchronization, those can tend to mess with us. They tend to fight with what we're doing. They tend to have conflicts with other people. You know, it's not just our egos, our thoughts, and our ideas that give us conflict. It is also the energy. Have you ever been walking across a room and all of a sudden you reach for a door and zap, you get static electricity? Well, energy is kind of like electricity in the fact that it will zap, it will interact with what you're working with, and even with your thoughts and ideas. If you're trying to manifest a project, manifest an idea, manifest something to come into your life, in theory, you're supposed to be able to just ask the Merkabah and make it so. Like Star Trek, make it so, number one. Make it so. You have to concentrate, you have to believe, you have to work on that for it to listen, get the message properly, and proceed from there. Once energy is in motion, the laws of physics take in play, and things do happen. Always be careful what you ask for, because you might get it. And then you have to work with the energy of what that means. So in relation to wanting to chit-chat about a couple of the types of energies, for instance, in meditation. Most of the time, we're using meditation to calm ourselves down. We're using meditation to try and come in from our life and settle a little bit, get a little bit perspective, get a little bit of release from the energies that are around us and settle. I don't have a physical description right now, but if you think of a snow cone and you shake a snow cone and there's a lot of snow everywhere, then you set it down, you let it settle. That's kind of letting everything sit and settle, and so you can pay attention to it all, get a little bit of distance and focus. When I'm studying my Qigong, for instance, I'll post a small video on that today, and there was a very good analogy of that in Zen Wellness on their site today. And basically it's stopping for a moment and allowing the energies to settle so that you can get a respite, get a little break from it. Let your mind rest. Let the internal ego rest and just settle down so that you can, perspective-wise, okay, here's all my ducks, here's all my little pieces and parts and pieces. Now let's look at them. Let's have a better approach to them. Maybe you need time to emotionally step back and release from a situation that's happening so that you can look at it in a little truer light and see, well, what is really going on here? What is affecting this, for instance, what is affecting this other person that's being so high energy and you're getting sparks from them? It's like, what on earth is going on? Well, a little bit of rest, a little bit of settling down. A lot of times you can go ahead and analyze that and think before you act, think before you judge, think before you start into that process and settle into it. And then most times in that situation, you can look at and resolve and go through that entity or that situation that was happening in both your lives and get past it and move on from there. Energy can be violent, it can be smooth, it can be exciting, it can help you be a creative muse, it can help you create art, science, theater, it can help you create a lot of different things in your life. Energy is in all of us. Energy is what we live with, what we live on. It keeps all the little molecules in the air and all the molecules in your physical body going. It goes all the way down to the core, into your DNA, and sits there and energizes so that your cells will process and do as they're instructed, but also in how they were created and formed to create and to move forward and to heal, to give you strength, to do the things that you need to do for service and or for life, and then also just for yourself, to let you explore, to give you the energy and the sight to get past maybe an injury and give yourself the motivation to either go and climb that mountain, go out in the woods, do some of that exercise, or also the energy, which is the balance, the yin and the yang, to come back and settle and get that rest, get that recharging, as I always say, recharge your batteries, get that recharge, and then go from there. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and break for just a moment because we're still working on getting this, we're out on a lake, and I have to make sure that the internet is functioning properly. So I'm going to stop for just about 2 minutes. I'm going to break and do a reset because I don't see the Facebook challenge or the Facebook people starting to line up. So I'm going to do a reset. So if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'll reset. I'll be right back. Thank you so much.